Thank you for calling. Please leave.
And that's been the journey, trying to find a contractor for this property right here. As you all know, there are supply issues. There's a ton of inventory moving. There's a ton of rehabs and new constructions happening. And so contractors are hot in demand, but the supply is relatively low. And so it's been a battle for me to find contractors. I met with two today. One person was just specializing on the foundation, another one's a general GC, and he hires out contractors. And so far I saw three people, which is still good. Um, but it's just the communication. They don't get back to me on time, or I called a bunch of them, and it's just today's market. That's how it is. They're in demand. They hold the power to most of the things and everything like that. Um, I know for me, I contacted a lot of good ones, but you know what they tell me? They're all like, "Yeah, call me back in 18 months. Call me back in 6 months. Call me back in a year. If you're still available, I'm backed up till December." Um, and I'm all like, oh, "Okay, wait, my contractor's actually calling me." One of the contractors. Let's see what he says. Hey,
Hey, Matthew, what's the address there? I'm putting it in the maps right now from where I am.
okay, it's
Go over this with them. I can probably be there at 2.
at 2 p.m.
Yep,
Okay, that's fine. I'll stay around the area.
perfect.
All right.
I'll see you then.
All right, see ya. Bye. Hey, so you guys caught that live. That was the one I was calling earlier in the video. But he was actually a recommendation from someone else. And so at least he's communicating and getting back with me. But seems like he has really good reviews and like a general contractor. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, just my experience finding contractors in today's climate, it's just been a little bit more difficult than what I expected. Like, I feel like the whole of last week was just me trying to contact contractors, talking to other investors, to realtors, to people I know in the real estate game. Hey, I know investors like to keep a tight lip on their investors, but is there any sort of direction that you can guide me into finding the good ones? Like, where should I go? Which Facebook groups should I join? And other things like that. And some of them been able to do that. Some of them don't give me a direct contact or just ignore my message. But some of them say, hey, join this group, or ask this person, or other things like that. And so I'm grateful for that. And the person that I was just talking to, it was from an investor who gave me his card. And so I'm all like, he said he never personally used him, but another investor told him about him. So I was all like, cool, sounds like a stand-up person. And so right now I just looked at someone who can do the flooring, do the leveling and everything like that. And that's good, right? I could do that, but I'm kind of looking for a GC just to do everything, just to subcontract everything, because I don't want to deal with the floors and then I'm all like, okay, now I have to deal with the walls or the drywall or the trim and stuff like that, and just find a plumber and an electrician and other things like that. I just want someone who can do everything. And I think as a beginner, that's the best route to go, because I was actually talking to one of my students that I worked with before. She did a flip, and so she has some knowledge on flipping, and she was like, yeah, as a recommendation, if it's your first time flipping, I recommend you going with a GC. Yes, it might be a little bit more pricey, but it just makes the process way more simple and easier. And I could get in there, subcontract everything, but I'm not sure if I actually want that. You know what I mean? But yeah. And then the other tips and recommendations I would say to people in this field, or let's say you're working on your first flip or something to that nature, or rehabbing a property that you want to BRRRR, that you want to turn into a rental like I am. Keep on reaching out to people. I just reached out to like 3 different companies this morning, and so I'm seeing one of them on Wednesday, and we'll see about the other ones. And so with this particular property, yeah, the recommendation is just have a bunch of contractors, you know, at least 3. That's what people say. But if you can have more than 3 bids and just see their numbers, go ahead, go and do that. And so I saw one contractor last week and I got a number from them, but communication just cut off after that. I'm all like, okay, here's my scope of work. What's the breakdown of these numbers? You know, okay, you quoted me this price. What's the breakdown? I'm going to try to call him today, see what he says, and then work from there, because I do know that they're busy. And so a lot of times I can't get too hung up about them not responding to me in today's climate with everything happening. But yeah, so I know that this property probably needs to be stripped to the studs. Like, I was looking at the drywall, there's some cracks in there. I just saw some other things. This is a metal roof, so I'm guessing there's no leak or anything in the property. And the sellers tell me that they never dealt with any leaks or anything like that. But just some touch-ups are needed on the property to really enclose it and bring it to market-ready rental property value, right? But I still want a good property that if I need to sell it, right, and just flip it, I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, I can just have a renter there for a year, and if I want to just put it on market, I can do that, right? Because I can't bring this property just to rent ready level. But I don't, you know, like one of my investors was saying, yeah, all you have to do is do that. See if you can keep the wood floors. See if you can keep the wood panels. Just paint it white. Do that. Do this. Like, you don't have to do too much. But I'm all like, I can do that, and it may affect the amount of rent I would get. So that's number one. Number two is it's going to affect me if I just want to sell this property. Then I have to go back in the property. I had to do different things. I had to take the wood panels out, put drywall so I can get a higher price for the property and other things like that. And so I'm all like, I don't want to do all that. You know, I just want to have it ready even before I have renters in, that just in case, for whatever reason, I can just flip this property. And I think this property, even if I go over budget and it's not to the point where I can rent it and cash flow it, you know, especially with mortgage rates and everything, I can put it on the market and make a profit, right? A good amount of profit. And so the reason I'm not really talking about numbers right now is that I haven't officially closed on this property yet. And so I kind of want to wait until everything clears out, until I have the deed, everything. And I'm just documenting my journey, right? If this deal cancels out, I'm going to make a video about that, right? And so I just want to be as transparent as possible. And then once I have it under contract, then I'll talk more about the numbers, how much I got it for, the rehab bids amount that I'm getting, and which contractor I'm going with, how much I'm going to pay him and or her or whatnot, and then go from there. And so I'm just ready for this lesson to bring you all along the journey. But yeah, let me know what you all think about finding contractors in today's climate in 2022. It's been a journey. It's been a little bit stressful, but I'm getting them in. I'm about to see contractor number 4, like a 4th person. This is the 3rd GC, but this is the 4th person, because one of the persons I saw was a foundation guy. And so I'll keep you all updated. You know, I'm actually doing the process. It seems like I'm doing the right things. I'm getting bids. I'm calling contractors. I'm reaching out to investors to see if they know anybody or to point me in the right direction, things like that. But all right, you all, hope you all enjoyed this video. Like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you all just subscribe so you can follow this journey as I try to accomplish my first BRRRR. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later.